Welcome to the 2024 BIM Group IRONMAN 70.3 Phu Quoc. Phu Quoc, Vietnam's largest island, is a rising star in Southeast Asia's travel scene. With 150 kilometers of white sand beaches and turquoise waters, it's a paradise for beach lovers. Long beach stretches for 20 kilometers, offering unobstructed sunsets, while quieter spots like Gan Dao and Bai Tom provide hidden escapes. Adventurous souls can explore the island's mountain range, discovering waterfalls, rock pools, and caves in the lush evergreen forest. The island enjoys a pleasant year-round climate, with the coolest and most comfortable weather between October and March. In November, you'll experience Phu Quoc at its most beautiful. This enchanting island is a must-visit for both local and international travelers. The team we have this year includes, but not limited to, Mrs. Liviette Phuong, Race Director, Mrs. Melody Ton, Head Official. We are all glad to see and welcome everyone to the 2024 BIM Group IRONMAN 70.3 Phu Quoc. Now let's start the athletes' race briefing. Here is a schedule of all the activities taking place during the BIM Group IRONMAN 70.3 Phu Quoc event week. Some key times to take note of. Athlete check-in is open on the November 15th and 16th from 9 o'clock to 18 o'clock. Bike check is open on the November 16th from 13 o'clock to 18:30 only. On race morning, November 17th, athletes should take note of. Transition opens from 4:15 to 5:30. Race starts at 6 a.m. for YPO, then 6:05 for the rest of the athlete field. Although the weather in Phu Quoc is ideal for the race, changes in weather conditions may impact the race activities during the weekend. It is important you monitor the weather forecast for Sunday to help you prepare for the upcoming race. At this stage, we are looking at a temperature of around 30 degrees Celsius on race day and slight northerly wind of 9 kilometers per 8. Average water temp will be around 29.2 degrees Celsius. As an athlete participating in the 2024 BIM Group IRONMAN 70.3 Phu Quoc, you will receive a race kit containing the following items: race bib, sticker set, tattoo, wristband, street gear bag, event bag, swim cap, and sponsor goodies. Mandatory bike check-in is on Saturday, November 16, 2024, only, during the following time slot: 13 o'clock to 18:30 for all categories. Check-in will take place at the transition area, Phu Quoc Marina Beach Square. All bikes must be checked in by Saturday evening, November 16th, and left overnight. You can bring your gear into the transition area on the morning of the race day. Bike helmet qualified check will be at the entrance of bike mount transition area on Sunday morning from 4:15 a.m. to 5:30 a.m. Bike checkout is from 12:30 to 17 o'clock on November 17th. You are required to reclaim your bike and gear after the race. You must have your athlete wristband on in order to claim your bike and gear after the race. For the bike check-in, athletes must personally check in their bikes. Upon entering the transition area, athletes should push their bike to their designated rack and rack it. Then go to the timing tent to receive your timing chip before exiting the transition area. Once you exit the transition area, you will only be allowed to re-enter the next day. The transition area will be open from 4:15 to 5:30 in the morning. Please ensure you leave yourself enough time on race day morning, as all athletes are required to be out of the transition area by 5:30. Please note that your timing chip will not be in your race kit. You must collect your chip at the exit of bike check-in before leaving the transition area. Your chip must be worn on your left ankle at all times during the race. If you are unable to start the race, you are responsible for returning the chip. Failure to do so may disqualify you from participating in future BIM Group IRONMAN 70.3 Phu Quoc events. All relay team members must be present together at athlete check-in. If any member is absent, the team will not be allowed to check in. No exceptions. The timing chip is the relay baton each team member must fasten to their ankle when they begin their leg of the race. All members must wear their wristbands during the race. only the run leg team member must wear the bib number. Swim and bike team members can run through the finish with their runner. Every team member must be wearing their relay wristband. Swim and bike team members should meet at the gathering zone near the relay team area leading to the finish chute. Individual athletes and relay athletes differ in their transition strategies in IRONMAN 70.3 events. For individual athletes, they manage their own gear and transitions between swim, bike, and run segments. In contrast, relay teams in IRONMAN 70.3 events also go through transition areas like individual athletes, but share the responsibility of completing the race as a team, with each member focusing on a specific segment, swim, bike, or run. Relay teams must coordinate the handover of a timing chip during the race between team members, passing the timing chip from the swimmer to the cyclist and then to the runner at designated relay meeting point. Official bike mechanics will be available to support athletes during the specific time frames shown from Friday the 15th till Sunday the 17th. Bike mechanics will be available to athletes during transition on race morning from 4:15 to 7:45. Following this, bike mechanics will be roving on the bike course during the race. It is advisable for athletes to carry their own spare tubes or equipments as there could be a wait time for mechanics. Your safety is our primary concern. The medical team will be staffing the medical facilities at the race venue. Swim start exit, transition, all bike and run aid stations and finish line. Medical resources will also be available while you are out on the course, at all aid stations and roaming along the bike course and run course. If you are not feeling well on race morning, we strongly advise you not to start the event. If you decide to not start the event, you must inform a race official so we can officially withdraw you from the event. If you start to feel unwell at any point of the day, we urge you to seek help rather than continue. Do not be afraid to ask for help. You will not be disqualified for receiving a medical evaluation. If at any time during the race, you experience chest pain or discomfort, shortness of breath, or lightheadedness, dizziness, please stop immediately and seek medical attention. A medical evaluation does not constitute outside assistance. You will not be disqualified for receiving a medical evaluation or for having someone help you in getting medical assistance. During the swim, raise and wave your hand, which will alert the water safety team that you need help, if able to. You can also verbalize you are in need of help by yelling help. You can also grab onto a kayak, paddleboard, or nearby boat. You will not be disqualified for grabbing onto any of these safety items during the race. During the bike and run, if you are not at or near an aid station, stop. Let someone know you need medical help. Anyone can help another athlete, a staff vehicle, event support vehicle, or event moto out on course, even a spectator. Have them alert the nearest aid station or staff member that you need medical assistance. Make sure you provide your bib number for faster assistance. After you have finished the race, please do not leave the post-race area until you are reasonably certain you are okay and are able to drink without vomiting and stand without dizziness. If you are not feeling well, please come to the event medical tent to be evaluated by the medical team before leaving the recovery area. Athletes must follow the prescribed course. It is the athlete's responsibility to know the course. Athletes must cover the prescribed course in its entirety. Failure to do so will result in a disqualification. If an athlete must exit the course, he or she should re-enter the course at the same point of departure before continuing. Swim course. The swim will have a rolling start at the Tree Coconut Beach, featuring a triangle-shaped swim course going counterclockwise. Swim ends with athletes returning back to the beach and progressing towards the transition area at the beachfront. Any athletes who take a shortcut at turning buoys by swimming inside the triangle-shaped swim course will be disqualified from the race by water safety team. Safety officials wearing yellow vests with ribbons saying Water Safety Officer will be monitoring the event. Should you require assistance while swimming the course, please raise your hand above your head and wave to get their attention. If you don't think that you can complete the swim in the time you selected during registration, you can downgrade your swim cap color to match your appropriate time upon athlete check-in. Athletes may not exchange to a faster swim cap. Upon completing the swim and exiting the water, Athletes will run on the beach across a timing mat and through the showers. On entering the transition area, individual athletes will run toward their bikes, while relay team swimmers will run to the relay tent to transfer the timing chip to their cyclist. Then the cyclist will run to their bike. After the chip and ankle strap have been transferred between relay team members, the bike leg athlete can go to the bike rack to begin the bike portion of the race. Experience the exhilarating 90 kilometers bike course of 2024 BIM Group IRONMAN 70.3 Phu Quoc, a 2-lap journey that showcases the island's diverse landscapes and stunning coastal views. The bike leg begins at the iconic Phu Quoc Marina beach square, adjacent to the luxurious intercontinental Phu Quoc resort. As athletes leave the transition area, they'll quickly find themselves on the far lanes of DT 975 road, hugging the median strip as they power southward. The first test comes at km 8.3 with U-turn A1, followed by a right turn onto Duong Bao Road. Athletes then tackle the inland lane of DT 46 road, where they'll face the course's most demanding section. Here, the road undulates with the natural terrain, offering a true test of endurance and skill as cyclists push towards the far U-turn A2 at km 25.7. After conquering this challenging stretch, athletes will make their way back, turning left onto Za Lo Phu Quoc Road, where they will be cycling in the left lane in the direction of travel, which is against normal driving rules. Athletes need to stay on the right side of the designated bike lane and overtake on the left past the airport. This segment offers a thrilling ride past Phu Quoc Airport before rejoining DT 975 road at km 39.4. As athletes complete their first lap, passing the marina once more, they'll draw energy from the cheering crowds to fuel their second loop. The final stretch sees athletes staying right before a final turn onto Marina Phu Quoc's main road, leading them back to Phu Quoc Marina Beach Square for a triumphant finish of this grueling 90 kilometers course. Aid stations are located approximately every 15 kilometers on the bike course. At the aid stations, we will offer first aid, water in bottles with red cap, electrolytes in bottles with black cap, gels, Leca brand, Vaseline, situated in toilets, sunscreen, trash bins for discarding rubbish, toilets. If not collecting items, please keep left away from the aid station. If collecting, please slow down, keep to the right, and shout to volunteers what you want. Bins are available at both ends as only rubbish can be discarded in these areas, or there will be a littering penalty if anywhere else on course. To minimize the possibility of infringing the rules and thus avoid a visit to the penalty box, please observe the following. This is a non-drafting race and drafting will be strictly monitored. Athletes must ride single file on the far right side of the bike course road except when passing another athlete or for reasons of safety. Side-by-side riding is not permitted and may result in a drafting or blocking violation. Keep 12 meters between yourself and the cyclist in front of you. Pass on the left of the cyclist in front of you, never on the right. Complete your pass within 25 seconds. Passed athletes must immediately drop back 12 meters when overtaken. A technical official will inform you of any penalty incurred by calling your number, advising you of the nature of the infringement, and showing you a card. It will then be your responsibility to serve the associated time penalty at the penalty tent. Yellow card means 30 seconds penalty for blocking violation. Blue card means 5 mins penalty for littering, drafting violation, and passing on the right. 3 blue cards violations will result in disqualification. No technology is allowed on course. The use of electronic equipment, including telephones, including the use of earphones or other communication devices, may result in disqualification. The penalty tent is located before the dismount line in the transition area. Please note the following guidelines about the transition from the bike to the run. Dismount before reaching the dismount line and walk your bike back to your designated position following the prescribed route around the transition area. Rack your bike correctly by its seat. The front wheel must be facing outwards. Your helmet must remain on and secured until your bike is racked. Failure to do so may result in disqualification. Athletes should change to their run gear at their bike or at the designated change area. Exit the transition area via the run-out gate and begin the run course. For relay teams, cyclists must swap the timing chip with their team member at relay tent before the runner from the relay team runs through the run-out gate to officially start the last leg. The 21.1 kilometers run is a 2-lap course that you will run anti-clockwise. Upon exiting transition, you will make 2 left turns through the roads of the Phu Quoc Marina Resort complex, then turn right and run parallel to the beach along the seaside road. You will continue north to reach U-turn A1, then return back to U-turn A2. This counts as 1 lap. Complete another lap before heading towards the finish line at Phu Quoc Marina Beach Square. Please expect quite hot and humid weather. Don't forget to keep yourself well hydrated at all times. There will be 5 run aid stations along the run course. Run aid stations will offer items in this order: splash zone, discard zone, toilet, water, Aquarius electrolyte, Coke, fruits, gel, Lekka brand, and first aid for athletes. Please discard rubbish in the bins in the discard zones only. Please note that the finish line is for athletes only. Friends, family members, or other spectators are not permitted to cross the finish line or enter the finish chute with participating athletes. The participating athletes will be disqualified if their supporters violate this policy. Relay team members are allowed to wait at the gathering zone before the finish line area to join the runner on their way to the finish line. Once you cross the finish line, you will be guided by volunteers towards the recovery area, which is exclusively reserved for athletes. The recovery area will offer water, fruits, isotonic drinks, beer, ice pools, and massage services. At the finish line, your timing chip will be collected and you will be presented with a finisher shirt and medal. A post-race meal will be available in the recovery area after the finish line from 10 o'clock to 15:30 on Sunday, November 17th, applied for IRONMAN 70.3 individual athletes and relay team members only. Street gear bags will be ready to pick up next to the finish line. For the safety of athletes, medical teams will be available at on-site venues and on the course during the race. The race will officially end 8 hours and 30 minutes after the final athlete enters the water. The swim course will close 1 hour and 10 minutes after the final athlete enters the water. Estimated cutoff time of the swim course is at 7:35 a.m. The bike course will close 5 hours and 30 minutes after the final athlete enters the water. There are 5 intermediate cutoffs on the bike course. The run course will close 8 hours and 30 minutes after the final athlete starts the swim. There are 5 intermediate cutoffs on the run course. Any athlete or relay team member that takes longer than 8 hours, 30 minutes to complete the entire course but crosses the finish line before the run course is closed will receive a NC, not classified, in the race results and will not be eligible for age group awards or world championship slots. Parking will be on surrounding streets in the vicinity of the event venues. There is ample event parking free lot operated by the organizer close to the expo area. For your own convenience, please review the changed traffic conditions and do not park on course on Sunday, November 17th. No fees are required for all athletes and spectators. A team of 1,600 local community volunteers are providing support for the race. Kindly remember to express your gratitude to the volunteers after the race, as their contribution is invaluable, and we couldn't achieve our goals without their assistance. The 2024 BIM Group IRONMAN 70.3 Phu Quoc Awards presentations will be held on Sunday, November 17th at 15:30 at Phu Quoc Marina Beach Square. If you are on the podium and are unable to collect your trophy, please contact the event organizer within 24 hours after the event. Slot allocation for the 2025 IRONMAN 70.3 World Championship will be held at Phu Quoc Marina Beach Square at 17 o'clock after the race. We will have 30 age group qualifying slots for the event in Marbella, Spain on November 8th and 9th, 2025. If you hope to earn a slot, please be on time for slot allocation. If you qualify for a slot and your name is called and you're not there to claim the slot is lost and will roll to the next athlete on the list, and there will be no opportunity to get it back. If you don't think you're fast enough to qualify, but still wish to go to the World Championships, definitely show up. There is always a chance you can earn a slot, as it is common for some slots to roll down from the top athletes in each age division. If you do take a slot, you will need a photo ID and be prepared to pay the €771.79, inclusive of all taxes and fees, right away. So get out there and race your heart out, people. Good luck and see you at the finish line.